10 years ago, I ran away to New York, and while I was there, I had a premonition that YouTube would take over TV. So I messaged an old friend who I used to work with at the BBC because she'd just left a job at ITV and suggested that we set up a YouTube channel, and by Christmas, I promised we'd be millionaires. Of course, she said yes. And so when I came back to London, I arranged to see an exec who I had respected from the past, and I managed to get to see him. Anyway, he laughed at me, kicked me out of the office, and told me I was an idiot. Well, like an idiot, I believed him, so I ran away to Hong Kong. Anyway, I'm back in England now, several lives and years later, and I bought an old Victorian terrace house to renovate, and a friend of mine has requested a 360-degree photograph of the yard, but I thought, go big. So, welcome to my very first YouTube video. Okay, here we go on the very first tour of 2020 of the Yarden. This is my big bamboo, and for some reason it's looking mighty distressed at the bottom, and I've watered it, I've had the hose on it, I've fed it, and I'm hoping that there's going to be some new growth from the tops, and I'll cut all that brown back and clean up the dead leaves and hope for the best, because I love you, bamboo. You're beautiful. Okay. Here's the Avenue of Darkness. I've got some shady lovers down here, some huge big hydrangeas. They get the massive big pom-pom heads on the top. They're beautiful. They're all late summer. This wee thing here, I just moved a few weeks ago and cut him back, and he's much happier in the shade. He was sitting in the blazing sun for a long time, and the flowers are beautiful. They smell like apple blossom, but it looked really fried, so rehomed him. Very happy. The hellebores were great all winter. They were blooming away, but they're a little bit over now, I think. But the leaves are still pretty. This here was a corkscrew ornamental grass, but it unscrewed itself, which is fine. You can do what it wants. Veronica has come out. It's alright in the shade. It's probably reaching for a bit more sun, but too bad. Well, here we are, my grand yarden. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun has pretty much reached its full spread across the yard. It kind of goes over the back wall as it gets later. So I tried to put the Fab Four fruit trees: pear, Paul, cherry, George, apple, John, bit moody, bit miserable, and Ringo, happy plum. Thanks, Ringo. Yeah, I tried to put them in the most sun, so let's see if we get some fruit next year. Here we are, the Fatsias, the family. It might be a bit bright, but I hope you get the idea. It's my bronchial gate. Must do something with that eventually. We've got some spotted laurel and rhubarb. Are your pie body ready yet? Might get a little turnover out of you. Sorry, don't listen. Because there isn't much space, I tend to put pots of flowering plants in the bigger pots, just to give a bit more flower, a bit more colour. bit more excitement instead of just bare soil. And I must apologise, these do need huge amounts of mulching and topping up of compost, but because of the lockdown I haven't been able to do that, so it's every man for themselves, isn't it? Here we go, we've got a cornice in here. Didn't get much excitement from that this year, but it does flower very early in the spring, so hopefully next year I get a bit more show from it. Down here we've got Mr. Feldman, obvious reasons. This was a Mother's Day present, my first Mother's Day present of my beloved wee cat Begonia, and we call him Mr. Feldman, but it's Marty on the weekends. This poor wretched thing. I got this almost as one of my first plants. It was and it is a hibiscus, but I forgot to put some drainage holes in the bottom, so yesterday I dragged it out from the dark in the corner, turned it on its side and smashed a hole in the pot with a crowbar, and I'm hoping that it's going to revive it. It keeps trying to grow, but I don't deserve it if it does. Come on, little hibiscus. Some phlox. The bees absolutely love them. Finally got that repotted into something more deserved. And this here is yet to flower. It's a black currant sage. The leaves are really aromatic, and the flowers are beautiful, quite electric pink. That one's called Hot Lips, which was also the name of my old narrowboat, which is long gone, probably deceased. Here we go. I've got, oh yeah, lilac. Shot up, gone up, sort of odd shape, but I don't know what to do really. I don't know whether to cut the bottom off and make it a standard or just leave it as it is. Oh, gooseberry. I just love this. This one's the green one, and it hasn't got many fruit for some reason, I don't know, but it's got loads of leaves. Alternatively, when we get to the end, the other one's got no leaves and loads of fruit. So, yin and yang. Thank you, gooseberry. I'll be ready when you are. Down here we've got blueberry in its second year. First year it looked a bit embarrassing. I thought I'd failed it, but this year, no, it seems to be really comfortable. And here are the flowers, and they're sort of white, waxy bells. Is that focusing? And the smell is knee-bending. Honestly, they smell better than the blueberries taste. Did I say blueberry? Yeah. Than the blueberries taste. So we've got a few clusters of those. Oh god, there's a berry. Better not touch it again. There we are. And I kind of shove, because there's not much space, I just shove things in nooks and crannies and let them all just get on with it. This here is Sarah Bernhardt peony. The snail plague from last year saw that off, got rid of that completely, raised it to the ground, and I thought it was a goner basically. But I know she's come fighting back, hoping to have a few blooms, but I don't mind, the leaves are good enough for me. Here she is. Big old mother of the bride, rhododendron. Got lots of new shoots of leaves and branches coming off, but that's a bud in there. Might just get one. There she goes. Ready for a wedding? Oh, they're all cancelled, aren't they? And there we are, back in focus. I can't remember what this is called, but it's flowers, white clusters, and they smell like honey, and it comes out first. It's the first thing in spring, so it's always welcome. Oh lord, oh dear. Peach leaf curl. Well, what can I say? But you know what? Look at that. I see peaches. In spite of everything, it's still having a go. Just like its mother. Oh, another feeling love. Anyway, so coming down. Here we've got catmint produces abundance of blue flowers that the bees absolutely love, and I take a few leaves sparingly into the mansion and give it to our kid, but she's such a maniac that I have to ration it. Give her a couple of minutes with a leaf and then I have to just grab the leaf and just hide it, take it, bin it, flush it, something, because she's just a natural born killer. Here we have a gypsophilia, baby's breath. I thought that was lost to the slugs as well, the slugs and snails from last year, but here it is. Very grateful. Beautiful apple mint, probably my favourite mint. Huge big furry leaves, it looks very inviting. Move that out of the way. Gorgeous. Now these two, 1, 2, born together, twins, came home together. For some reason, one's not happy. I don't know why. They've been in the same position and don't really know what to do to rescue it really, but that's life. Here we are. I put some geraniums in these 2 magnolia shrubs, just because the magnolia flowers, they come out early too. They come out sort of first, but then you have this sort of really insipid looking yellow, sparse, shrubby type thing for the rest of the year. The leaves do go greener, but that sort of yellowy brown lasts a long time. And to be honest, if the circumstances were different, I might have moved those on. You never know. It might happen in the autumn if we're all allowed out, or if we go out. But I put some geraniums in there, which I got last year, and so they sold themselves through the winter. Pretty hardy. Coming around. This is another Astilbe. Well, it's not another, it's the only one I've got, but that will have big pink spikes of fluffy flowers. This peony here, which I thought was also gone to the snails, is a Shirley Temple. Come on, Shirley. Got 3 little holly shrubs in there, bushes in there, which sort of a bit, I sort of regret buying those a little bit, but I had a plan for those when I bought them, but my mood has changed. And now I'm lumbered with 3 really big spiky plants, but that's alright, something will evolve, I'm sure. Anybody want some holly? Come and get it. Up here, oh, this is sort of like a cemetery really. It's the death zone from the snails. That was probably my favourite plant in the whole yarden. Cistus, I think it's called. Beautiful soft green leaves and loads of lovely yellow flowers. They shredded it. Never coming back, I don't think. That, I can't remember. Never mind. But this, fine, really hardy geranium, and it's the Turkish Delight scented attar of roses. I love it. When I had my herb business, I think I probably bought the bathroom and 1 bedroom on my flat from the takings from selling that. It's fabulous. Bay tree here, and an Acer. I can't get excited about Aces really. I know everyone kind of, loses their mind over them, and I should, because the leaves are really beautiful. I don't know, I'll probably move that on eventually as well. Oh dear. Shameful. And in here, I'll just shuffle back. This here is the old bath from the house renovation, and in the middle there is a purple salvia, but it gets too big and it gets too overbearing, completely blocks out the window, and the bees love it and it does flower profusely, but I really want to move it, but it's like a job too far, and because I can't get compost, I might just leave it there. More geranium, Turkish Delight. When the flowers come out, they're a lovely soft pink. It's just the most fabulous plant. It should technically be a tender perennial, but I've just found it really hardy. So that's everywhere I've put it. Here's begonias, 4 hydrangeas. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, 4 one in the corner. And I'll just shuffle around. This here is some thing. Oh, Happy Isabel lily. Okay, looking good. Oh dear, I'm afraid that was a black banana palm, and I tried my luck. I tried to keep it as a houseplant last year, and it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it grew. It didn't look really happy, but I had enough of it because it sort of seeped purple juice, blood tears of sadness down my white velvet curtains. So I chucked it out in the spring, well, early spring, and I think it's alive, but I don't know. Good luck. I'll get back to you on that. Let's come around. So first, in the middle here, I've got my pussy willow. I only bought it because it's pussy willow, but I didn't get any pussy willows off it. It just went from stick to leaf, which is fine. It's alright. And we come around. Another lilac. I'd be so happy to get some blooms off that. I adore the smell of lilac. And my hoochie cooches. This one of my first plants. I think that might have been the one I put in the sun. The first plant I bought. This one, really sensitive. This one is called Spiced Tea. And it does have gorgeous sort of salmony pink leaves, but my god, if you look at it funny, it has a turn. Anyway, I'll try not to look at it funny. This one, I think this one's iced sugar. Or, yeah, iced sugar. Another one of the other ones. 2 salmon pink poppies, which last year I sat and waited and said the one poppy had come up for about 2 months, and then I turned my back, it bloomed and all the petals were on the ground. But I've forgiven it. We all have days like that. And here we are, Weigela Lawson, ready to burst. Beautiful buds, and here we go, there's one out. It's in focus. Next to it is a Bruceful Cythia. And oh yeah, fabulous flamingo willow. I had 3 of those, and the snails saw them all off. One they just stripped in about 25 minutes last year. I watched them do it. This one hasn't really come back. At least I got one. I love you. Just put the raspberries in the back. This one is, sorry about that, press the wrong button. This one is the yellow one. This one is the red one. And finally, my favourite little friend, my red gooseberries. Yeah, the caterpillars have seen all the leaves off this one. You see there's basically nothing left. But look at all those gooseskunks. They're not gooseskunks, gooseskunks. Goosies. Oh, pie. Fabulous. So there we are. My Oasis little yarden and my orchard. Do come round, but not soon. Thank you. Bye bye.